Hey everybody, welcome to your All Signs Weekly reading. I hope everybody's doing well. As always, we're going to skip the chit chat and go straight to it. Let's start with Aries. Hey Aries, how's it going? I hope you're all doing so well. Let's get into it. We're going to start with some messages from the person on your mind. Tell me what the person on Aries' mind has to say, please. Aries, you get, I don't know what you want. Interesting. What else do we have for Aries? You didn't see my tears. So Aries, I'm strongly getting here that there's someone who you had a falling out with in some way, and you may have thought that they didn't care or that they didn't seem to be all that upset about it, but they dealt with it in private. And there's some aspect here of them just not knowing exactly what you needed. I don't know if you didn't express your needs clearly to them or if they just weren't listening when you were doing so. So let's see. Let's get into the tarot and get to the bottom of this. What's Aries' biggest challenge this week? Tell me Aries' biggest challenge. Aries, your biggest challenge this week is the King of Pentacles. This talks about your financial stability. If it's not financial, it's just your overall stability and security. This could talk about like daily routines, how well you're keeping up with everything that's going on in your life. You're being challenged this week to deal with this in some capacity. Let's take a look at the person on your mind here who doesn't seem to know what you want. You get the Nine of Swords. This person says, you didn't see my tears, and here they are, late at night, in bed, can't sleep, ruminating, thinking about all the things that went wrong here, and being quite anxious and haunted in a way. So we're going to clarify everything. Let's look at the recent past. Seven of Swords. There's some sort of trust issue here between you and this person who doesn't know what you need. I don't know who doesn't trust the other. It could be both of you, but the Seven of Swords really talks about avoiding something, somebody's hiding something, and this person's very upset about it. Let's look at their intentions with you this week. Their intentions with you is the Knight of Cups. This week, this person intends on letting you know that there's still love here. They may be coming in to share their feelings with you, to let you know just how upset they are, because it seems like you don't know how upset they are, or maybe you do know, but they haven't explicitly expressed it to you. What you don't see coming. What does Aries not see coming this week? Aries, you have strength. This week, you're called upon to maintain your inner courage, to really stand by what you value here and maintain control over this whole situation and over your own emotions. So let's start clarifying. Strength can also be talking about needing to tame something, needing to tame yourself, something else. All right. So to clarify your biggest challenge, the King of Pentacles, you get the Nine of Swords. That's also the person on your mind with the Two of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, it seems like the stability that you had with this partnership in some way, that how it made you feel grounded, the partnership, how it you know was something that was persistent day in and day out. There's something here about, it's like you know what to expect every day because you have this other person to consider and their schedule and all those things. There's something with that that has created a lot of conflict and tension within you and within this person, and destabilized the whole system in some way, somehow, due to this trust issue in the recent past. Um, yeah, that's really just what I'm getting. I'm getting that the whole foundation of your day to day has been disrupted here. And that is your biggest challenge this week, is to start dealing with that in a slow, methodical, thoughtful way. No big shifts, no big swings. Let's look at the person on your mind with the Nine of Swords. You get the Four of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. This person is really carrying this quite heavily. Um, this whole theme around your foundation, whatever that is, between the two of you, whether that's a home, like a literal home that you share together, or um, like I said, just the routine in and out structure of the daily life. That is what is upsetting this person so much, and that is what they're saying, I don't know what you want. Like, maybe you wanted some more structure to the relationship and they were not really understanding what that meant, or yeah, something along those lines, but they're showing up here as willing to work with you on it. They seem to be quite anxious about this whole deal, and worried, panicked. These tears, when it says you don't see my tears, and then you get the Nine of Swords, that's almost like hyperventilating, ugly crying. The Seven of Swords in the recent past, please. You get the Hermit, the Fool, and the Two of Swords. Something was hidden here from you in the recent past. It seems like there was a little bit of this energy of being hot and cold with the Hermit and the Fool. The Fool is super optimistic and like out here loving life, living the dream. The Hermit, on the other hand, is tucked away, withholding. It's very hot and cold. Um, that could have created an issue here where you couldn't trust on the day to day how this person was going to show up. And they're saying, I don't know what you want. And you're like, I just want stability. I just want to be able to rely on you. I want to know that you're going to show up the same way every day. And that's not to say like they can't have a bad day or they can't be upset sometimes or they can't whatever. But if this person is kind of on an emotional roller coaster with you, that's going to absolutely destabilize you and put you in a position where you don't trust them 100%. And it's not because of something that they've done to not warrant your trust, it's because you can't trust how they're showing up. So their intentions are to show up and romance you. That's clarified with the Devil, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. I'm really getting that this person is making a plan here this week and trying to accommodate you. They want you to be comfortable. They want you to have that reliable consistency that you're looking for with the Nine of Pentacles. Um, but there's something with the Devil here that's telling me that it's not actually, it is genuine. I do believe it's genuine, but is it actually something that this person can pull off? Because it's coming across to me as like, okay, this is what Aries wants, this is what Aries needs. This, and I know this now, right? I didn't know this before, but now I know it. So let me just go ahead and facilitate that. But here's the honest truth. If that were something that this person could just facilitate, they would have done it from the beginning. So it's coming across as a little bit deceptive, a little bit like a show that they're putting on. in a hopeful way that they can continue. But if you are inherently somebody who's a little bit more emotionally sensitive, then there's a good chance that that's just how it be. Let's look at what you don't see coming with strength. You get the Tower, the Four of Swords, and the Strength card again. So yeah, I'm kind of getting that you don't see what you don't see coming is that you kind of see through this and you put your foot down and you just the the tower kind of falls here. It's what was looked at as like slightly destabilizing before is completely crashing to the ground. And it's because there needs to be a pause here. There needs to be a break here in a way. And I'm not saying a breakup. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there needs to be a step back to really view perhaps what it is exactly that you need in a relationship and if this person can meet your needs in the ways that you need them met. So, Aries, that's what we have for you this week. Thank you so much for coming to view this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your All Signs Weekly reading. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what we have. We're going to start off with messages from the person on your mind. What do they want Leo to know? I won't let you down. What else do we have for Leo? I compare others to you. So, Leo, we have a situation this week where you have someone who isn't going to let you down. It's somebody who you know, who you rely on, who you turn to in times of need, and they are there for you. And they're telling you, I'm not going to let you down. And you're like, I know, I trust you. They also compare others to you when they're out and about and they see other people out there in the world. They're like, Leo's better than all these. So that's cool. Let's see what your biggest challenge is this week, Leo. Leo, your biggest challenge this week is the Seven of Cups. Your biggest challenge this week is to make a decision. You have a lot of choices, you have a lot of options, and then you also have somebody here who's like, I won't let you down. So maybe that's somebody vying for you to choose them in some type of way. We're going to clarify. Let's look at the person on your mind. You have the Five of Swords. Okay, well, this changes things a bit, doesn't it? It seems like the person on your mind and you are involved in some sort of conflict. The Five of Swords can really be talking about tension between the two of you, conflicted energy, conflicted feelings of some sort. Um, but they're letting you know that if you choose them, they're not going to let you down. We'll see. Let's look at the recent past. You have the Two of Swords. So it seems like this indecision that's your challenge this week is something that's needed to be addressed for a while. There's been a decision here that you've been asked to make and you have not been making it because you haven't had all the information or you're kind of just waiting to see what's going to happen. What is this person's intentions with Leo this week? The Eight of Swords. I don't know how to convey this message to you. This person's trying to trap you this week in some way. That's really what I'm getting here. They're either going to exhibit some self-sabotaging behavior, which I don't think is what they intend to do, but it may be how it comes out, or they're trying to get you to choose them by way of letting you know that, they're not going to let you down here. Let's see what you don't see coming. You have two blindfolds on so far. the world. What you don't see coming is a chapter here is going to close out because it's done, it's complete, and you're ready for the next thing. So let's start clarifying because this is so far a bit conflicting. Clarify the Seven of Cups for Leo's biggest challenge. The Seven of Cups is, keeping your options open, being on the fence about something. It's really about kind of living in a fool's paradise a little bit. Clarify. Okay, Seven of Cups clarified with the Emperor, the Hierophant, and the Ten of Pentacles. You are being challenged this week to make a decision about a commitment that involves your security, your stability, your foundation of which you have built your whole life on. You have the Emperor, the Hierophant, and the Ten of Pentacles. That is such big legacy building energy. And there's a choice that you need to make. Is it, who am I going to do this with? Is this the right person to do this with? Something like that. Let's see the conflict here with the person on your mind. You have the Eight of Swords, which is also their intentions, the Star, and the King of Cups. So yeah, first off, this person really has a lot of love for you. This person cares about you very deeply. This person sees you as their wish fulfillment, as the person who makes all of their dreams come true. However, um, they've kind of dug a grave for themselves here in some way, shape, or form, and put themselves in a situation where they feel like they are like you have all the power, and that's the conflict. The conflict here is that they you are kind of looking at them like they're being selfish in some way, and they're kind of looking at you in the same way. And they feel like their hands are really tied, and now you have this decision to make, and it's all up to you. So they feel bound and trapped in this conflict. So in the recent past, the Two of Swords, that's you avoiding a decision. That's indecision. That's kind of refusing to address something. And that doesn't mean that that's just you, it could be them as well. But there's something here between the two of you that you are both maybe in a little bit denial about. That's clarified with the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Hermit. Yeah, you guys just kept sweeping it under the rug and not talking about it, avoiding the topic altogether. And despite knowing that there needed to be clarity here, it was just kind of like the elephant in the room. And it got heavier and heavier and heavier, and it's about to burst. The bubble is bursting. It's asking you to burst the bubble, to just get it all out there, clear the air. I'm kind of getting here that this is a relationship that needs to end, and one of you knows it, or both of you know it, but there's a lot of resistance to doing so. The Eight of Swords for their intentions with you. That's clarified with the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Moon. Yeah, this person is just feeling like they're in a bad place. And their intentions this week is to break free. They want to take the blindfold off. They want to have this conversation. They want to get this over and done with. I'm not saying the relationship, I'm just saying whatever the tension is, they want to take the blindfold off. They want to free themselves from this prison of their own making. And it's most likely both of you. It seems kind of like you've both put yourselves in this position because of not having these conversations that needed to be had, of limiting yourselves in some ways, when it comes to having an open, honest talk that has to do with this relationship. They're showing up here saying they're not going to let you down. So I see them kind of advocating to continue the relationship. So I'm kind of getting that it's you who has been considering ending things. And the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Wands, that's like the very beginning stages of a plan. And it's all under the moon. So it's like you have been ignoring it. You've thought very minimally, minimally um about what steps need to be taken here, but that's as far as it's gone. And then it kind of hits this wall of confusion, or like not being able to really see the pathway clearly here. Or reverse the roles. It could be this person, but somebody has put like a little tiny thought into things and then just kind of let it go. And that needs to be addressed this week. Leo, if this message is resonating with you, there is a link to personal readings with me in the comments pinned to the top, I think. So let's talk about the world now. This is bringing something to a close, so another chapter can open in its place. You get the Magician, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. So I'm kind of seeing that this decision that needs to be made is not necessarily about ending the relationship, but it is putting an end to some aspect of the relationship that's not working for you guys. There's something here that needs to stop happening because you're having conflict, and there's entrapment. There's feelings of like not being able to feeling like helpless, like you have to rely on the other for a decision of some sort. And what you don't see coming is that is closing out, and in its place, you have a new beginning. You have a new foundation being built, and you got everything that you need. You have all the tools you have here. And so this person's saying, I won't let you down. Like, we can do this together. We can rebuild this thing. We can fix whatever this issue is and come out on top. You and me, Leo. So that's what we have for you this week. I hope it resonated, and I wish you well. See you next time. Bye. Hey, Sagittarius. Welcome to your All Signs weekly reading. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what we have for you. We're going to start off with some messages from the person on your mind. Clear messages, please, for Saggy. Okay. What does the person on Sagittarius's mind need them to know this week? Sagittarius, you get, I have trouble with intimacy. Okay. What else, please, for Sagittarius? Do I still have a chance? So, Sagittarius, I am getting that there is someone here this week who either you had an intimate relationship with, or you attempted to have an intimate relationship with, and it didn't go well. And they're saying, I have trouble in this department. Will you give me a second chance? If that's not the case, this is someone who you've had a relationship with, who ultimately proved to you that they had some sort of fear of intimacy. And what does that look like in real life? That looks like avoidance. That looks like um, emotional unavailability. That's also an intimate issue. So this is how you know who this person is. You've either had a relationship with them and they didn't show out in the way that you needed them to, emotionally speaking, or this is someone who you had a very brief, casual thing with where things didn't go right in the intimacy department, and they want another chance. So let's see. What is your biggest challenge this week? Sagittarius, biggest challenge this week, please. Sagittarius, Seven of Swords. You've got a trust issue here with someone. Seven of Swords is avoiding something, hiding something. It could be talking about the avoidance associated with this intimacy character over here. Let's look at them, the person on your mind this week. Tell me about the person on Sagittarius' mind this week. You have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is somebody who is stuck in indecision, someone who is not making a choice that needs to be made, somebody who is willfully blind to some topic or subject that has to do with you. The Two of Swords is basically like avoiding the truth of something. So let's look at the recent past, how this situation came about. You have the Three of Swords. I'm starting to believe that this is somebody who you had a relationship with, and this intimacy issue is not really talking about sex. It's more so talking about emotional intimacy on a large grand scale. Because in the recent past, you've had your heart broken, or this person has, or you both have. If one person in a relationship has their heart broken, you're damn sure that both of you do, because it doesn't make sense otherwise. But they're asking for another chance. But they need to see something clearly, and they need to make some decisions. Their intentions with you this week is the devil. Don't like that. We're going to clarify everything. The devil is a little bit of a toxic energy. And when it's intended, that's wild. What you don't see coming, the Queen of Pentacles. So what you don't see coming from all of this is your foundation remains intact. Your stability remains intact. This person is not going to destabilize you in any way, shape, or form. Because it seems like whatever's happened here is probably the worst it could get. So like the worst is over at this point. However, if they do show up asking for a second chance, but they show up in this indecisive, like Two of Swords energy, refusing to address the major issues here concerning their emotional intimacy and their capacity for it, then, that could be choppy, but what you don't see is that you're cool. You got it. So let's start with the Seven of Swords for your biggest challenge. Your biggest challenge is someone trying to get away with something. Could be you. Let's see. You have Temperance. That's you. Uh-oh. The Wheel of Fortune and the Empress. That's Taurus energy. So you want something to change in this situation. That's obvious. Something needs to change in this situation. Um, I see that you are focusing on this challenge that you have with this other person, this trust issue, this thing that's hidden that you think is being done behind your back in some way. The way that you're dealing with it is self-care. You're like, and that's how this Queen of Pentacles ends up on the other side, is like you are focused on yourself, you're focused on your stability, you're focused on your routines, you're trying to get yourself to a place where the devilish intentions of whoever this is don't get to you. And you're doing a really good job. You're actually showing up here like very strong and super confident in yourself. And it's because you are taking the middle road. You're not taking the high road, but you're certainly not going down to the low road either. Temperance is really about balance and patience, and I see you have a lot of that this week, despite all the heavy feelings that are attached to this situation. The Two of Swords for this person. What's this indecision about or this avoidance about? You have the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Star. You could be dealing with an Aquarius here, Sagittarius. You know, they are if this person shows back up this week, they're showing up in a way that's like, hey, how's it going? Long time no see. And completely bypassing the heartbreak, the trust issue, whatever's happened here, the trouble with intimacy. They're showing up like everything is cool, happy to see you, how's life, want to grab a coffee. And that is them refusing to deal with the situation in a way that needs to be dealt with and avoiding the truth of how you feel, which is heartbroken. Um, it's one way to deal with a situation, but it's not going to satisfy your desires when it comes to this person. I'm going to take a look at the heartbreak in the recent past. Tell me about the Three of Swords. You have the Four of Wands, Judgment, and the Eight of Swords. In the recent past, your heart was completely shattered, or this person's, and or both. You might have lived together with the Four of Wands. Definitely you felt like you belonged together, like you were excited about building a future together. And something happened kind of out of nowhere. And it forced you into a helpless situation. You felt like you had no power to control what was happening here. Um, the Eight of Swords really talks about being trapped in a bad situation, being in a bad place, not being able to see clearly how to get out of it, kind of digging your own grave a little bit. It also talk about limited beliefs, but it's also a card that says you have the power, you just have to see that you have the power. And that's maybe what the Judgment card here is talking about. It's this epiphany of like, oh, I actually do have control over my whole entire life. And so with this heartbreak and with this trust issue that's was here, you took the reins in some way and you exited stage left, is what it seems like to me. You took your power back in some way. And it wasn't an easy decision to make. It wasn't it didn't help your heartbreak, it made it worse, but it's how you freed yourself ultimately. Let's look at the devil here for this person's intentions. You get the Seven of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so this person does not have nefarious intentions at all. What this is talking about is they want another chance. They want another chance to show you that they can be reciprocal, that they can meet you halfway, that they can, coexist in a relationship with you where there's an equal give and take. But why the devil is here with the Seven of Cups is they're not seeing that they are like idealizing the whole situation a little bit. What I think happened here is this person left the relationship or avoided something in the relationship to the point where you had to leave the relationship and wants another chance. and wants to prove to you that they are deserving of another chance. However, the way that they're going about it without addressing what needs to be addressed here, and kind of just showing up with this enthusiasm and wearing these rose-colored glasses, telling you like how great everything's going to be. It's kind of all talk and no walk. They've proven to you in the past what they're capable of, and they're showing up here saying it's going to be different this time. And how can it be if the past is not addressed first, is the question. You don't see coming that this is not going to rattle you in the way that maybe you thought it would. I am getting the sense that dealing with this person up to this point has the thought of it, or like what the next, like the next time you talk to them or the next time you see them, maybe if you run into them somewhere, that's given you like a great deal of stress and anxiety and made you just kind of want to stay home. But what you don't see coming is that actually you have built yourself up from freeing yourself from the situation over the course of time now, that you are going to be a lot more stabilized than you think. Let's clarify the Queen of Pentacles. You have the 10 of Wands, the Chariot, and the 6 of Wands. Yeah, you're gonna like be so proud of yourself how you handle this situation whenever this comes about. Whenever this situation comes about where this person pops back up in your life in some way, shape, or form. Um, you're going to be at a place where the fear of it has subsided. Your willpower and your determination to provide for yourself in your life and show up for yourself in a way that is admirable is much greater than the fear. So you feel like you're coming out on top. You feel like you've achieved something. You feel proud of yourself. Other people are going to be proud of you. This person might even be proud of you. Like, wow, you've really pulled it together here. Cool. So, Sagittarius, that's what we have for you. If you need a personal reading, check pin to the top of the comments. You can see what we have available there. And thank you so much for sticking it out with me. We'll see you next time. Bye. Hey Gemini, welcome to your weekly reading, all signs. Let's see what we have for you. We're going to start with some messages from the person on your mind. What do we have for Gemini, please? All right, this week, Gemini, the person on your mind, we don't share the same values. Interesting. Someone here thinks that you have different value sets. Tell me more, please. What else for Gemini? I still feel the pain. I don't know if this is pain associated with you or a past situation that they've gone through on their own, but regardless, they feel like you have two different value sets here. So let's see what we get with the tarot. What is Gemini's biggest challenge this week? Gemini's biggest challenge. Okay. Gemini, your biggest challenge this week is the Knight of Pentacles. That is something that's going way too slow for your liking. This is something that you would like to see the pace quicken with in some way. Let's see the person on your mind here. The person in your energy this week. You get 6 of Cups. This is somebody that you have a past with. This is somebody who wants to reconnect with you in some way, wants to reunite with you, um, redo something here with you. This is also somebody who feels like a familiarity with you that is, like a sense of being at home together. This could literally be a family member. It could be somebody who you used to share some sort of home base with. Let's see about the recent past for you. three. Oh, I can't show you this card because there's a nudie on it. Three of Pentacles, regardless. This is you working with someone here, working with a group of people, you participating in something in some way with others. It's cooperating, it's collaborating, it is co-creating. Let's see about this person's intentions with you. You have the Sun. So I'm getting here that despite saying you don't share the same values and they're still in some sort of pain, I don't see it connected to you at all. That pain could be something from their past and maybe it has nothing to do with you, but it could explain something here. It could explain why things are going a certain way, why things are going a little too slow for your liking. Because their intentions with you is the Sun. That's warmth, that's radiating, that's feeling super enthusiastic about something, that's having like very good, warm, sunny feelings. What does Gemini not see coming this week? High Priestess. Some sort of secret may come out this week, something that maybe you had an inkling about, an intuition about, but weren't able to really get to the bottom of. That could be uncovered this week. So let's clarify here because you have a bit of a mysterious reading so far. Let's start with the Knight of Pentacles. Your challenge this week is to take something one step at a time despite it going a little slow for you. You know, it's going slow for a reason. There's some sort of like realistic time frame that's at play here. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles. You get the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles. Wow, and the Ten of Wands. So something is challenging you to slow down this week. Take your time, put one foot in front of the other, because you have two kings here. And they're the kings that are a little bit tough. They're the tough kings. They're the ones who are saying like, be practical, be reliable, do the things that need to get done. Don't take any crap from anybody. Don't, it's like it's a very practical energy that you have here this week that needs to be slowed down because otherwise it's going to get too heavy. It's going to be too much. You're going to overload yourself if you speed this thing up, whatever it is. There's something in your timeline that's saying slow your roll here because otherwise it's going to be too much and you're not going to be able to handle it anyways. So don't force it. Let's take a look at the Six of Cups for the person on your mind. The Six of Cups, again, it's nostalgic. There's something here that's nostalgic about this person, whether that's literally you have a history with them or there's something about them that makes you feel some type of way. For that, you get the Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, there you are again, and Judgment. So yeah, I'm really getting that you are reconnecting or reuniting with someone from your past this week. This could literally be family with the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. This could really be family here. Maybe it's somebody you haven't seen in a long time, a sibling, a parent, a child. But there's the Knight of Pentacles again saying, it's okay if it takes a little bit of time. It's okay if it maybe if the spark doesn't reignite right away. It can take a little time. That's fine. This is somebody who you're very loyal to, who's been very loyal to you. I'm really getting a familial connection with this whole thing so far. Um, yeah, cool. This could be a reconciliation of sorts. You could have had a falling out with this person in the past, and this could be like reconciling. Let's look at the Three of Pentacles for the recent past for you. You get the Two of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Lovers. So in the recent past, Gemini, you had like a very even Steven, equal give and take, um, tit for tat kind of thing going with either a partnership with the Lovers here. This could still be about work with the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, but I'm getting this is more about a relationship that um, was like, maybe there was a little bit of juggling going on between the relationship and your job, and it seemed like things were never going to be balanced with the two. But it looks like in the recent past you did balance it out in some way, and that could have even been by cutting it off. You could have determined that like it wasn't ever going to balance. Like you had to put more energy into work, or you had to put more energy into the relationship, and whichever one came out on the low side of that, you gave up on. It's kind of what I'm getting here. I'm going to assume that's the relationship because giving up on work to pursue somebody is ridiculous. And there's so much practical energy here. I just don't see that happening. And that's I believe this could be what this we don't share the same values is about. I'm really seeing here that you are valuing family this week and work. And there could have been a relationship here in the recent past that didn't fit into either of those categories. So it had to be cut off a little bit. And if it wasn't cut off, it was like maybe it should have been. Let's see. The energy of the intentions for you this week from this person is the Sun. You get the Three of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Yeah, I really see, I'm really just seeing this as like a reunion between you and someone or some people who have not seen each other in a long time and have been planning this for a while, and you're really looking forward to it. And they're really looking forward to it. Their intentions are to show up and just like have a good time. There's nothing here that's saying anything but like we just want to spend time together. We just want to like see you. We just want to like gossip with you and like like talk about things, the times that have passed and what you've been up to and how you've been doing, and just share some moments. The High Priestess for what you don't see coming. The High Priestess can be secrets being revealed, seeing beyond something obvious. You get the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles again. So this has to do with something from the recent past. What you don't see coming is whatever you were like collaborating on in the recent past is coming back up here, and there's something being revealed that wasn't clear before. And I can't really tell you what that is based on this, but I can tell you that it is having to do with the situation from the past, and clarity is on its way. I think that you have an intuition that there was something off about something, about some situation here. Um, Involving yourself and somebody else or other people, and you've been like wondering like, was I right about that? Was I making that up? This week what you don't see coming is it's getting cleared up. The Ace of Swords is clarity, it's clearing the air, it's communicating, it's having a breakthrough like, oh, okay, I see this now. So Gemini, interesting reading. That's what we have for you this week. I hope it resonated, and see you next time. Bye. Hey Libra, welcome to your All Signs Weekly reading. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what we have for you. Okie dokie. First, we're going to start off with some messages from the person on your mind. What do we have for Libra, please? Libra, the person on your mind says, I want you so badly. Oh my goodness. Okay. What else? You broke my heart. Oh, Libra, you broke somebody's heart. How dare you? It seems like somebody who you've dealt with in the past still burns hot for you, um, despite you being the heartbreaker that you are. So, with that said, let's pull the spread and see how this all plays out. I'm going to start with your biggest challenge this week. What's Libra's biggest challenge this week? Libra, you have the Knight of Cups. Your biggest challenge this week has to do with another person who you either have a crush on or has a crush on you, and um, following your heart in some way. We're going to clarify everything. The person on your mind, this person whose heart you have broken, who wants you so badly. I can't show you this card because she's necky, but it's the star. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. This person sees you as their North Star. This person sees you as someone who is their wish fulfillment. They see you as like a vision. They want you so badly. Let's see. In the recent past, you have the King of Swords. In the recent past, you cut something off. Maybe this person who's heartbroken here. Let's see what this person's intentions with you is this week. Five of Cups. This week they kind of seem like they are still just grieving. They kind of intend on reminiscing about the past, going over their regrets, ruminating about what could have been, how badly they want you, and kind of dealing with this broken heart here, possibly because they were cut off. Let's see what you don't see coming this week. What does Libra not see coming this week? Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. So, Libra, let's start clarifying this. It seems like there's a little bit of a love offer this week that's challenging you in some way. I don't know if it's this person from the past, but let's see. Could be something completely different. You're following your heart regardless, but you're having trouble doing so. Thereby the Knight of Cups for Libra's biggest challenge. Libra, you get the Three of Wands, the Magician, and the Three of Pentacles. So you're starting to see the first real results of something this week. It is possible that it is what life looks like after this person was cut out or cut off. Because the Magician is telling me that you're sort of manifesting some sort of new thing happening here. You're sort of manifesting a situation where you can follow your heart without feeling like this person from the past is affecting you still, if that makes sense. Um, this could be following your heart concerning a job. It could be following your heart concerning a passion. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but you do have the Knight of Cups, which is a bit of a crush energy. Regardless, it's challenging you this week because I'm guessing that it's not showing up in the way that you thought it would. You have the Magician here, which is you kind of manifesting your reality, and it's challenging because it's not exactly how you thought it would be. It's not going as planned, in other words. Let's take a look at the star for the person in your energy. You have the Fool, the Ten of Swords, yeah, and the Ace of Wands. This person wants you so badly. That's clarified. But also, they're very much hurt. The Ten of Swords is, you know, there was some sort of breaking point here between the two of you. And something hit the point of no return, essentially. It's very conflicting because they're like following, they see you as like their North Star, but they've also hit the point of no return, or you've hit the point of no return, and they're just like, okay. I see them with the Fool trying to almost like optimistically keep pursuing, you in some way, like not taking no for an answer a little bit, because they feel down but not out. I see in the recent past, you or this person said no, you're out. Someone said you're out in the recent past, but this person in your energy is like, I don't think so. Not yet. It's not over yet. So let's take a look at the recent past, the King of Swords. You have the Hangman, the Knight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. So yeah, in the recent past, something felt very stuck and stagnant. There was like an energy of not being able to figure whatever this is out. There was an energy of like, my heart's already broken. They're saying you broke my heart, but you're saying, telling me in the recent past, yours was broken first. And you felt very stuck here and like you just couldn't find your way out of whatever limbo this situation put you in. And it seems like there was a off with your head moment. It seems like somebody got the axe quite abruptly that could have left this other person feeling like they were completely shocked by something, or you were shocked by something. But whatever happened here in the past, it was swift and it was brutal. And it almost like stopped somebody here in their tracks. Like, oh, okay. And now there's a lot of grieving happening, a lot of sadness, a lot of crying over spilled milk, a lot of disappointment, and a lot of missing each other. There's a lot of missing someone here. Let's look at the Five of Cups for this person's intentions. You know, this person's like very stuck on this whole situation. I'm getting the feeling that you cut somebody off like pretty abruptly, and it was a bit of a shock to them, and they're kind of stuck in that heartbreak because it was shocking to them. You have the Two of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, this person's kind of saying like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. I was really happy. I thought we had a good thing going. I felt really close to you. I was really excited about the future, but now I don't know what to do because I'm standing here all alone and I miss you. This looks like a tough situation, Libra, but you do have the sun for what you don't see coming. Libra, if you need a personal reading, there's a link at the top of the comments pinned. You can find that there. Tell me about the sun, please. You get the King of Swords. So you have that twice now, in the past and in the future. The Page of Swords and Death. Yeah. Once this situation, this relationship, whatever this is finally processed, it can be transformed into the sun. Basically, what I'm saying is a little bit of time needs to pass. This is going to transform. This is going to change. This is good. The feelings that are here now are going to lessen. You're going to come out on the other side better for it. And one door is going to close. And when you open the next door, it's going to be so bright and so sunny and so lovely. And you're going to have so much, your joy is going to be greater than you have ever known it. But this has to be put to bed first. That is the message here. So, Libra, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, Aquarius. Welcome to your All Signs Weekly reading. Let's get started. Let's see what we have for you this week. We're going to get some messages from the person on your mind. First and foremost, tell me about the person on Aquarius's mind this week. Aquarius, person on your mind. I want you so badly. Libra just got this too. What else, please? For Aquarius, I need security. So, Aquarius, someone here is saying, I want you so badly, and I need security. I'm getting the sense that something has happened here between the two of you that has made them feel insecure in some way. I don't know if that's literally like in the tangible world where, you know, um, there's been some sort of mishap with their stability, or if it means like inner security, like they feel insecure in the relationship here. But we're going to clarify. Let's start pulling your cards. Let's see, what do we have for Aquarius this week? Regardless, they want you and they want you bad. What's Aquarius's biggest challenge this week? Aquarius, your biggest challenge, the Two of Cups. You have a relationship this week that's challenging you in a big way. It has to do with security and stability and being wanted by somebody. If it's the challenge, perhaps you don't feel the same way, but we're going to see. Let's look at this other person, the person on your mind, the person in your energy. Tell me about Aquarius, please. You have the Page of Wands. Could be dealing with a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sag. The Page of Wands as the person in your energy is it could be somebody who is a little less mature than you or a little younger than you, but more likely it's somebody who is you know, a little bit childlike, somebody who has a lot of enthusiasm for you and your relationship, somebody who is lighthearted towards you, but it could also be talking about somebody new in your life. So let's see. In the recent past, Aquarius, you have the Nine of Pentacles. In the recent past, you have been doing your thing, you doing you. You've been a little bit single, a little bit keeping to yourself, making sure that you're taking care of yourself here, hanging in your creature comforts. Let's see this page's intentions towards you. You have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups as intentions is saying they kind of just want to take things easy, take things light. They're not trying to jump in with both feet. They just want to like have a good time, want you badly. um, but yeah, I'm not getting like a lot of exchange here between the two of you, despite the Two of Cups being here. I mean, that's the challenge. So yeah, I'm really getting that like there's something that's like a little, let's see, a little bit off between you and this other person. What you don't see coming, that was the Five of Wands, but that's not what I was trying to do. What you don't see coming this week, you have the Four of Swords. So yeah, it looks like this week you're taking a step back from somebody here who either like doesn't provide you with the security that you need, or you don't provide them with the security that they need. And it kind of just looks like it's something that's just like flittering away in some way here. Let's take a look. Let's clarify the challenge of the Two of Cups. You have a relationship here in the now or in the past that's still in your aura, that's still happening in your body, that's still challenging you. You're being challenged by this. Let's see. Clarify the Two of Cups for Aquarius this week. It's blocking you in some way. You get the Star card, that's you. the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. So I'm getting here that you have a relationship with somebody who you still need cooperation from. You still need to collaborate with them in some way. This is somebody who either you work with or you have, there's some sort of like shared resources with the I need security over here. Um, and it's really challenging you this week because you at one point saw this person as a wish come true. This person, it looks like there's been some sort of disintegration between the two of you. And it's like you're still holding on here. You're still holding on to hope a little bit, or this person is, or you both are, because there's something tangible, like a real world thing that you can put your hands on that's connecting the two of you. And it's hard to figure this out and let this thing go when you're both still kind of holding on. Interesting. Let's look at the Page of Wands for this person. You get the Emperor, the Four of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. So that's the also here in the recent past. This person in your energy is telling me that they maybe shared a home with you at some point. They You're both saying like we're single. We're both independent of each other. You're both saying that to me now. Um so yeah, there's something going on this week with the two of you where you feel like you can't like you're blocked. You're blocked from interacting in some way. The Emperor really talks about, wearing your armor. This person is like, I am suited up against you, Aquarius, because I can't let you invade my security, my stability. I've got my boundaries up. This person has their boundaries up against you because they feel like they are destabilized in your presence at this time. Interesting. Let's take a look at the recent past. This Nine of Pentacles over here. Clarify the Nine of Pentacles for Aquarius, please, in the recent past. You get the Two of Wands, the World, and the Six of Cups. In the recent past, you and this person had a very close relationship. Um, could have felt like a soulmate connection. There could have been an attempt to reconcile a relationship here with this person in the recent past, to reconnect, to rebuild in some way. But ultimately, it does look like this chapter was closed and now a new cycle is beginning. But, it's kind of telling me that it's a reconciliation cycle is on its way again, if it hasn't happened already. But yeah, I mean, listen, you have the Two of Wands. This is starting to come up with a plan, right? To reconnect, to rebuild, to reunite, to reconcile, and start. I can't show you this because of the nudie. And start something over again, to start something better in its place. But this is with somebody that you already know. This is with somebody who you have had lots of interactions with before in the past. If it's not this person here, it's somebody else that you already know. And they're taking things light. They're not pushing. They're just like, as it comes. All right. That's their intentions. Clarify the intentions for Aquarius. You get the 10 of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Yeah, this is something fresh. It's something that you know. It's somebody that you know, but it's a different cycle. It's a new beginning. And it feels very lighthearted and actually very fun. There's Again, could be a fire sign with the King of Wands here, Aries, Leo, Sag. It does feel like they're saying, I need security. I'm almost seeing them say at this point, and that's with you. My security and my stability lies with you, Aquarius. And that's what I want. I want that so badly. So it's being you're feeling challenged by this, perhaps because you've been over here being single and have accepted your fate as a single person and probably really enjoying yourself, reconnecting with your passions, your hobbies, your friends, your family. Um, but this person is also saying, like, no pressure. Tell me about the Four of Swords for what Aquarius doesn't see coming. You have the Fool, Death, and the Knight of Pentacles. So that's you and Scorpio. I think what you don't see coming is you and this other person are on a pathway to slowly transform this relationship. There's a leap of faith, there's optimism, there is a slow roll and a transformation that doesn't feel difficult whatsoever. The Four of Swords is regrouping. It's taking a time out. It's taking a pause, and it's an easy time. It's not, there's no sweat here. So, Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week. I hope it resonated. If you need a personal reading, check out the comment pinned to the top, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, Cancer. Welcome to your All Signs Weekly reading. Let's see what we have for you. We're going to start with messages from the person on your mind, the hidden truth of the matter. Tell me about the person that Cancer is thinking about today. Cancer, you have I do love you. So there could be somebody here who you're not quite sure if they love you or not, and they're saying, no, 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 I do. I certainly do. What else do we have for Cancer this week, please? I wish we could go back. So this could be somebody from your past, someone who you've had a relationship with, who there's a lot of love between the two of you, and something ended. They're saying, I still love you. I do love you. Whatever you're thinking, it's wrong. I love you. And I wish we could go back. Let's see what else we get here. Tell me about Cancer's biggest challenge this week. What's Cancer's biggest challenge this week? You have the Ace of Pentacles. You have something that's starting to seed, starting to blossom, starting to bloom this week. And it's challenging you in some way. It's you know, it's just like a small little investment that's happening that you're running into a little bit of a roadblock with. Let's see what else. Tell me about the person that Cancer is thinking about. Cancer, the person in your energy this week, you have the Two of Wands. This is someone who is just starting out, coming towards you, or just starting out formulating a plan for something here. They're preparing something, they're figuring something out. And it's just the beginning. And then you're challenged by something that's also just starting to begin. So interesting. Tell me about the recent past, please, for Cancer. Nine of Swords. Cancer, in the recent past, you have been stressed to the max. There's been something here that's been haunting you, that's been keeping you up at night, that's you know, giving you a lot of worry and panic. So we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll clarify, but let's first see what this person's blueprint looks like. What are their plans? What is this person's intentions with Cancer? Judgment. Well, I don't think I can show you this card because of the shadowy naked bodies, but their intentions is to reconcile something here. They're planning on doing it, and then they're going to do it. They want to bring something back together. Or give you information that's necessary for you to make a decision for yourself. Let's see what you don't see coming. Four of Cups. What you don't see coming is, if this is a intended reconciliation that goes through, I don't think you're going to be very happy with the results. If this is an intended reconciliation that doesn't go through, I don't think you're going to be happy with the results. Either way, you seem very here. What you don't see coming is you feeling like a little bit cold as ice, a little indifferent. So let's start clarifying. It could be that you have been desiring something or someone so badly, and by the time it shows up, it's an utter disappointment. Or your feelings at that point have been so tainted by all of the stress and worry here in the recent past that by the time it shows up, you're like, no. But let's see. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles for Cancer. You get the Hierophant, the Four of Wands, and the Tower. Yeah, oh goodness. You have a situation here where, yeah, it looks like you wanted to, oh boy. You have a committed relationship here with somebody who you know well, who you feel like belongs to your family, to you. You feel like you belong with them. You feel like you have a home together in some way, shape, or form. Home is where the heart is, not where the person is. And it has completely collapsed out from underneath you. It's ended. It was sudden. It was brutal. And it seems like there's an offer here, some sort, to rebuild, to you know, get through all the ashes of what has collapsed here and to start to rebuild. But it's more challenging than expected. I'm getting the sense that this is something that you have been wanting, something that you have put a lot of time, energy, and effort into. And then when the opportunity presents itself, it's like, oh, this is much harder than I expected. Let's look at the person here in your energy that wishes that you could go back. You get the Three of Swords, the Fool, and Death. Yeah, I'm really just seeing like the two of you wanting to reconcile this thing, or like kind of just doing that thing after a breakup where it's like, I just, I just want to go back. I wish we could just go back. And then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you can go back, but it's not the same. Things have like hit a point of no return almost. This person is planning something here, and it's like they're planning, they intend to reconcile this, or to at least um reconcile this. That's what they intend to do. But they're still extremely heartbroken. So I'm getting the sense of like, I'm getting this feeling of like, a breakup happens, there's some sort of like pining for the other person, this wistful, like, I would give anything to have this person back in my life. So there's a plan being made for that, but the heartbreak has not been dealt with. The transformation from what was to what could be has not taken place yet. It's a force of will that is not abiding by divine timing. It's like being forced and not dealt with in a way. It's like, let's just push forward, but there's still a lot of hurt here. In the recent past, you have the Nine of Swords. That's clarified with the Six of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, in the recent past, something came to an end. Um, very painful ending. Um, a breaking point, a nail in the coffin, the end, right? And it was so unbelievably stressful and hurtful and attacking your nervous system to the point where you couldn't sleep, to the point where your anxiety is through the roof. And it's because this relationship was once thought of as something that was going to go all the way. This relationship was happy. And it kind of seems like something suddenly just like exploded. And it's caused a great deal of stress here. So this person wants to reconcile. Let's see. Tell me about judgment, please, for the person on Cancer's minds and intentions this week. You get the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like every single sign has gotten the Knight of Pentacles here this week. The Six of Cups and the Four of Cups, which is also what you don't see coming. So this person intends to reconcile. They feel like you're a soulmate. They feel like you're meant to be together. You guys have the Six of Cups. That is a card of, these are both cards of reconciliation. And here we are as their intentions. So they want to reconnect, reunite, bring this thing back together, reconvene. And it's not happening quickly. Knight of Pentacles. It's a slow burn. It's slowly happening. They're trying to be realistic about this in some ways, but there's a lot of pain here still. There's a lot of residual resentment coming from both of you because you don't see that coming and they're already in it as they're saying, let's get this thing back on track. The good feelings, not even the good feelings, the desperate feelings of wanting to reconnect both of you are overriding the resentment, which is still there. The Four of Cups, for what you don't see coming, is clarified with the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Two of Swords. Yeah. There's a lot of movement here for what you don't see coming. I think that this is almost taking you as much by surprise as the ending here. It seems like there's a lot of refusing to see the truth of something here coming from both of you. I'm getting the sense that you know there was a break and very quickly you both realized that it's not what you wanted. One of you never wanted it in the first place, but the other one was like, oh, this isn't what I want. So the reconciliation is coming. I do love you. I wish we could go back, but can you go back is the question. Can you go back without dealing with the resentment and the pain that's still here? That pain and resentment's not in the past, it's here now. So can you start over with that as your foundation? That's why building your foundation is your challenge, because you want that to be firm and honest and strong and all the things, right? Is it possible? So that's what we have for you this week, Cancer. Looks like a very tricky situation, but I wish you the best and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey Scorpio, welcome to your weekly reading for all signs. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what we have for you this week. We're going to start off with some hidden messages from the person on your mind. Let's see. What do we have for Scorpio this week, please? Scorpio, I'm not financially stable. The person on your mind this week, who you're dealing with, in your energy, is telling you, I'm not financially stable. I don't know if that has anything to do with you or if it's the reason why they're holding back in some way, but let's see. What else do we have for Scorpio? I won't let you down. So maybe this is somebody who's saying, look, I'm not going to let you down. I have a lot going for me. At the current moment, finances is not one of them. So if that's something that you need from me, I'm not the person. But let's get some more information here. They could just be having a hard time going through something with their finances, but they're saying, like, I'm not going to let you down regardless. Let's see what your biggest challenge is this week, Scorpio. The Hermit. Your biggest challenge this week is going to be feeling a little withdrawn, feeling a little bit like, you need to go within and perhaps you're not able to. Perhaps you have a lot scheduled. Perhaps you have a lot going on and you feel like you just don't want to deal. The person in your energy, they have the Nine of Pentacles. So that's really interesting. They're saying, I'm not financially stable, but the Nine of Pentacles is classically financially stable. If not, this person is stable in a lot of other ways. They have a good head on their shoulders. They have a lot going for them that's going to bloom in the future for them. And they're saying, like, you can count on me. Just like the where I'm at right now is not how it's always going to be. Let's look at the recent past. You have the 10 of Wands in the recent past. So in the recent past, you're looking to someone to say, can you help me out here? I need some help. This is too heavy for me to carry on my own. I need some assistance. I'm feeling overwhelmed. This person's intentions with you this week, the Queen of Pentacles. They intend on showing up in this way that's telling you, I'm not going to let you down. I'm reliable. I'm stable. I'm secure in a lot of other ways. I can help you carry this load, not financially at the moment, but in any other way possible. You can count on me. It's the same message over and over here, Scorpio. What you don't see coming this week, look at that, the Six of Pentacles. It does, it it does even out in some way. What you don't see coming is that this person sticks by their word. They do show up for you. They do help you out. They don't let you down. And the reciprocity is there. The equal give and take is there. They're not lying. They're not fibbing. They're not um future faking. They're not leading you down some rabbit hole. They're showing up. They're doing the thing. So let's look at the Hermit first for you, the challenge this week. Clarify the Hermit for Scorpio, please. All right, you have the Magician, the Fool, and the Hierophant. So yeah, you do have a lot going on this week, but you feel like you just don't want to do any of it. You're maybe tired a little bit here. Um, like in the recent past, you've had all this stuff that you need help with that it just feels heavy and like it's too much. And this week you're saying, like, I just want to chill, but you have a lot going on. You have the Magician who's like, come on, we got stuff to do. You have the Fool who's like, let's get going. And then the Hierophant in this case, which is saying, like, yeah, you got to show up here. You got to do what you said you were going to do. You have to be on point. People are counting on you. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge this week. This person in your energy, the person on your mind. You have the Five of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ten of Wands. This person is hard up at the moment. This person is going through something where they're just they don't have what they need. And it's weighing heavy on them. It's not some casual thing where they're like, it's going to be fine. They're like, no, I got to deal with this right now. My situation is dire. The Five of Pentacles talks about not having enough. It talks about, loss. This person may have had some sort of like investment fall through the bottom. But change is on the horizon. They're actively working to change the situation. They're not just sitting back and like watching it happen. You also have felt this obligation here in the past. For that, you have the High Priestess, the Three of Wands, and the Page of Swords. I think here in the recent past, you've had some sort of understanding with yourself and intuition about this whole situation. You've maybe they haven't been as upfront as you needed them to be about their financial situation. I don't know if they lost a job here, or like I said, some sort of investment that didn't come through, but it seemed like you were kind of carrying the weight for both of you. And it's like you knew something was up, but they weren't coming out with it. They're coming out with it now because I think it hit this point where they couldn't hide it anymore. They intend on turning this around. Clarify their intentions, please. You have the Five of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. Yeah, they really intend on getting this to a better place. They're actively working on some sort of plan. It looks almost kind of like a scheme at the moment. Um, but that's not necessarily true. It's just creating a lot of conflict for them and you, but especially them. They're really trying to get this to a calmer place. They're trying to bring it to um, a place where you can put your mind at ease and take the edge off of this situation. It does seem very financially entangled. So what you don't see coming is the Six of Pentacles. What you don't see coming is they're going to share they're going to share the burden here somehow. They get the Hermit, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. This person is intending and going to follow through with putting in whatever hard work is necessary, putting their head down. If they have to go ghost in order to do that, that's what they're going to do. But by any means possible, they're going to figure out a way to meet you halfway because they want a future with you. And it's all very obvious. There's nothing here that's they're saying I'm not going to let you down, and they're doing everything humanly possible to stand by that here this week. So, Scorpio, I hope this resonated. I hope things get a little bit lighter here for you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey Pisces, welcome to your All Signs weekly reading. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what we have for you. We're going to start off with some hidden messages from the person on your mind. Let's see, what do we have for Pisces this week, please? Pisces, I am waiting patiently. You have somebody who's waiting on you. For what? I don't know, but we're going to find out. What else do we have for Pisces? What else does this person want them to know? I hide my feelings. Oh, Pisces, I'm getting the vibe that you are not available for someone who's patiently waiting for you to be available. And in the meantime, they're not sharing with you how they're feeling. So let's see. Let's pull the rest of the spread. What's Pisces' biggest challenge this week? Pisces, your biggest challenge this week is the Two of Swords. You have a decision to make. TikTok, you have a decision to make this week. You are avoiding it. You may be a little bit indecisive about it because you've been avoiding making this decision. And this week, that is your task. Let's look at the person on your mind who's hiding their feelings from you. You have the Hierophant. This person could be someone who's in a position of authority, or that you are in a position of authority over, and they have to hide their feelings because it's inappropriate, and they are patiently waiting for one of you to transition out of that position. Or this person is committed to you despite not being in a relationship with you at this moment. So let's see about the recent past. Clarify the recent past for Pisces. You have the Queen of Wands, Sagittarius energy here. In the recent past, you could have gotten a promotion. You could have had anything happen where your confidence went through the roof. In the recent past, you're sitting here saying like, yeah, I know I got it going on. Let's see what this person's intentions with you is. The Chariot. This person's intentions is to stick it out. They're waiting, they're hiding, and their willpower and their determination is off the charts. They are like, I can wait as long as I need. Very interesting, Pisces. Okay. What do you not see coming? What does Pisces not see coming this week? Eight of Pentacles. You don't see coming that there's going to be a lot of work to do this week. You're going to have a lot of deadlines to meet, a lot of orders to fill. Something here with your work or a hobby or something that you're very, very, very good at is going to demand a lot of your time, energy, and attention this week. So let's start clarifying. Let's clarify this decision that you need to make. This Two of Swords. Something needs addressed. And there's been a little bit of procrastination going on here because it's almost like you don't see a good option, so you don't want to choose. It's like, I don't have any good options here. That's clarified with the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Two of Wands. I'm getting a feeling that this is work related on many levels. And yeah, it's like you have a decision to make. Is that to switch jobs? Is that to take a promotion? Is that I mean, it could really be anything. There's something to do with some sort of work in your life that a decision needs to be made on. And you've been putting it off because you don't think the offer is good enough, or you don't think that it's worth your time. Something here about that. Let's look at this other person. Clarify the Hierophant, please. My nose is itchy all of a sudden. They have the Four of Cups, the Star, and the Magician. This person is like waiting forever for you. They're saying they're hiding their feelings. They're telling me that their feelings are like numb almost at this point. They are trying to manifest some sort of connection with you. They're like from a distance looking up to you and saying like, can you hear me? Do you see me? I'm here waiting for you. And it's kind of killing them a little bit. The Four of Cups is feeling just like non-responsive. There's this is like a secret admirer I'm almost getting. You may or may not know who this person is, but they are out there and they are admiring the crap out of you, and they are like praying every morning and every night that you notice them. The Queen of Wands in the recent past for you is clarified with the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, and the Four of Swords. So in the recent past, you're being admired. We know that. Someone's looking at you and saying like you're the hottest thing out there. Um they want to be in this relationship with you. They want something to change here, but there's nothing happening. There's a complete lack of interaction between the two of you. I'm really getting secret admirer here, Pisces. This is wild. And They're hoping that something changes. Let's look at the Chariot, but I don't see them coming towards you at the same time. Their intentions with you is clarified with the Ten of Wands, Strength, that's Leo, and the Seven of Swords. I'm really seeing them just like sneakily spying on you and like watching you and trying to figure out a way in here. They're trying to figure out which road they can take to access you. Um, they're really determined. Like I said before, there's a lot of control around what they're doing here. It doesn't look easy, but nonetheless, they persist. They push on. I I'm getting secret admirer. I'm mildly getting peeping Tom, and I'm not saying that to scare you in any way. I'm just getting like it's getting to the point where it's like a little creepy, almost. I hope that's not the case. What you don't see coming, the Eight of Pentacles. That's you being dedicated, working hard, putting your head down. You have the Emperor, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. I feel like you've taken on something here that's a little bit bigger than you anticipated, and you're having a little bit of regret. Yeah, it just seems like you're kind of assessing the whole situation, and you're saying like, Is this even worth it? I'm doing all this work. I'm putting in all this time. I'm doing my very, very best. Am I getting out what I'm putting in? I'm seeing you looking back at this and saying, like, I don't think I am. Um, yeah, you're kind of just feeling it out still. You're weighing it, you're weighing something. You're like, I'm not seeing the return on the investment. And maybe that's has to do something with this decision that you have to make. Like, I wanted this to be something that it's not, and I'm not getting back what I'm putting in. So now I have to figure out what to do. And I don't want to have to make that decision, but this week you are challenged to do so. So, Pisces, weird reading. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, Taurus. Welcome to your All Signs Weekly reading. What do we have for you this week? Let's see. We're going to get some messages from the person on your mind. Tell me what the truth is from the person on Taurus's mind this week. Taurus, I do love you. You could be dealing with somebody here who you got the feeling that they don't, but they're saying, "No, no, no. I do. I really do. I do love you." What else do we have? Will you ever make things right? So I'm feeling like this person and you had some sort of fallout, and they're giving me the impression that something was done by you, and they're seeking an apology, essentially. And they're saying, "I do love you. I really do. But are you going to make things right here?" Let's see. Let's get the rest of the spread. Tell me about this situation with Taurus. What is the biggest challenge that they're facing this week? Taurus, you have the Page of Swords. Some sort of communication, information, breakthrough, some sort of message coming through. I'm guessing it has something to do with will you ever make things right? Could be somebody asking you for an apology or to own up to something. And it's going to not be easy, but let's see the rest. Tell me about the person on Taurus's mind. You get the Three of Wands. This person's planning something. They're like waiting here. They're waiting here. They've got a plan, but they're not starting it yet. They're waiting maybe on this apology or to see where you stand with them in some way. Let's see the recent past. You have the Hermit. In the recent past, it's possible that, you and this person weren't really communicating all that much because of whatever this is all about. And I think you were like, okay, that's fine. I can withdraw too. Either that or, you've just been kind of feeling a little down and out and like you needed to take some time. Let's look at this person's intentions with you. The Knight of Cups. Their intentions is to bring this back online. They want to offer you a peace meal. They want to offer you an olive branch. Um, they're coming in saying like, I do love you, Taurus. You know how I feel about you, and let's just go have some fun. Let's just go do something. Let's talk. You know, let's rekindle this thing. Let's remember how much we like each other here. What you don't see coming, you have the Seven of Pentacles. I think what you don't see coming is you're trying to see if this is valuable to you enough. It's almost like, well, this isn't turning out how I planned. I didn't see this coming. I didn't want, I thought that this was going to be something different. I'm withdrawn. They're asking me to apologize about something that I don't even know if I did. Um, they're kind of like in and out here. They're saying, I love you, but they're also saying like it's a little conditional. Like, are you going to make things right or what? So let's clarify. Start with the Page of Swords. Let's look and see what this message or communication is that's so challenging to you this week is about. It feels like the communication between the two of you is the challenge itself. It's like this is hard. You get the Queen of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. So yeah, this is somebody who you've dealt with previously in the past. It seems like there's been a little bit of a disconnection communication wise, and this week the challenge is to reconnect in some way. The Six of Cups, the Queen of Wands. I don't see you personally having any problems with that, but it does feel that the communication between the two of you feels challenging. It just feels like you're not connecting in the way that you once were, or like the connection has been changed in some way. And it's like you're not giving up on it. There's nothing's been given up on here, but at the same time, you're wondering if this is worth your effort. The Three of Wands for the person on your mind. Three of Wands talks about putting a plan into action, making some sort of progress, but also waiting first for something to happen. The Devil, the Six of Swords, and the Page of Cups. I'm getting a kind of a hot and cold energy from this person. A little bit of like emotionally turbulent. They could feel slighted in some way. So they're saying, like, are you going to make things right? Or are you going to apologize? And you're saying, I didn't really do anything here. It's not my fault that you are kind of all over the place, is what I'm getting. They're holding back from you and almost giving you like it feels a little bit like a game to me, saying like, well, I'll come forward when, I'll do this if, and with the Devil here, it feels like just a little bit game playing. So there's been some withdrawal in the recent past with the Hermit. And that's clarified with the Magician, the King of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I really see like somebody has created a situation here that's not intentional, but it was manifested in some way. Like there's been a situation here with somebody who you're dealing with on some sort of like romantic level that the way that they went about something, the way that you went about something, the way that the dynamic was gone about in some way, forced kind of an ending to this, and it just feels like self-sabotage is what it feels like. It feels like um, almost like somebody tricked themselves into ending this, if that makes sense. Like self-sabotage, and it's not intentional. And so here they come back in with the intentions of like reigniting this thing, but I don't think they have any real clue as to why it fell apart in the first place. I'm not getting that this is like a very serious situation, or not situation, but like a very serious relationship. It kind of getting like a situationship thing here. Let's see. Their intentions is the Knight of Cups. You get the Three of Wands, which is also representing them. So this is definitely the same person. The Sun and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, I'm get this. The energy coming from this person is very erratic. It's very um confusing. They are showing up here like everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Are you going to apologize? No, it's okay. Everything's fine. But are you going to apologize because that really hurt my feelings? But don't worry about it because everything's good. Um, it's like they don't even know how they feel themselves about their connection to their inner world is fragmented emotionally. Yeah, just a lot of chaotic emotional energy from this person. They intend on coming back in and saying like it's everything's going to be fine. Let's just enjoy each other's time and have some fun. And now here what you don't see coming is you're kind of standing back and you're looking at it and you're like, I don't know, dude. I don't really see the value here. I don't really see what you're offering me here. I see you've brought like a cup for me, but I don't know if I'm interested. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. You have the Five of Wands, the Star, that's Aquarius, and the Chariot. That's Cancer. So yeah, I'm really seeing you having kind of like an internal battle with yourself, being frustrated, feeling disappointed, um, debating whether you're going to let this back in or not, whether you want to restart this thing, whether you want to whether you want to engage with this anymore, and trying to figure out which direction to go this week with all of this. So, of course, that's what we have this week. I will see you next time. Bye. Hey, Virgo. Welcome to your All Signs Weekly reading. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what we have for you this week. Virgo, there's someone on your mind, and this is what they would like you to know. Tell me what the person on Virgo's mind would like them to know. What are the hidden messages this week? Virgo, you have, I feel so happy with you. Aw, they like you so much. What else? You light up their life. What else from the person on Virgo's mind? I can't get enough of you, Virgo. Wow. I think that this is the first reading so far today where it's just been no drama. How cool for you. Let's see what else we have. What is Virgo's biggest challenge this week? Virgo, this week, your biggest challenge is the Nine of Pentacles. Your biggest challenge this week is doing something just for you. Seems like you are making somebody else very happy. They can't seem to get enough of you, but have you gotten enough of yourself lately? That's your biggest challenge. What about this other person, the person that Virgo is dealing with, the person on their mind? Ooh, the Tower. Okay. Well, I feel like something here with this person was sudden. This could be a new relationship. This could be somebody who you've just started dealing with. You make them very happy. They can't get enough of you. That would make a lot of sense. But this is a new thing. This is something that's sudden, something that was unexpected for this person. Let's look at the recent past. Ten of Swords. In the recent past, something came to an end for you. It was painful. It sucked, but you're bouncing back. Let's look at this other person's intentions. I think we know what they intend to do, but let's see. Uh-oh, the Devil. I think this person could be a little obsessed with you, to be quite honest. You make them feel so good and so happy that they are really almost relying on you for that at this point. They have the Tower. They could be kind of like coming out of something that has left them devastated, and they've turned to you now to like kind of take their mind off of that, and there's a little bit of an obsessive thing happening here. Okay, let's look at what you don't see coming. What does Virgo not see coming this week? The High Priestess. Your intuition is going to tell you everything you need to know this week, and you don't see that coming. I think that there is some sort of secretive thing happening with this person here who's very much into you. And I think you're going to figure something out, and it's going to be your gut that tells you all about it. All right. Well, we thought we had just a lovely little reading here, didn't we, Virgo? Let's clarify. Unless, of course, you want somebody obsessed with you, then good news. Okay, let's start with the Nine of Pentacles. For your biggest challenge, you get the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Wands. You are being challenged to a little self-care for you this week. It looks like you have been really working hard at something. You've been really resilient here with some sort of situation, and you've stuck something out. You've put in a lot of effort, and you have been taxed to the max. And this week, you're being challenged to take a bath, eat some ice cream, play with your toys, do your hobby, get into the garden, whatever you do to take care of yourself and to show up for yourself this week, please do. It's going to be all about you, not just from this person, but from yourself as well. Let's look at the Tower here for this person. This could also be that this person has had some sort of sudden revelation, or like some sort of lightning strike moment that's like, oh my gosh, Virgo just makes me so happy. I didn't even see it before. Clarify the Tower. You have the Two of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Hanged Man. I think that this person is kind of stuck on you. I'm getting a little bit of an obsessive quality from this person. They seem to be not able to stop thinking about you. Um, they just see you as like the best time ever. They look forward to seeing you. They look forward to hearing from you. They could have had a thing for you for a very long time. You guys could be in a relationship for all I know, but I'm just kind of getting that they are planning on taking this somewhere with you that could be a little fast. Let's keep going. Yeah. This could be a friend that you didn't realize had a thing for you, who's kind of like low-key obsessed here. And it's going to be shocking when you find this out. For the Ten of Swords in the recent past, you have the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. So, yeah, there's something very final about the recent past. You have two tens here. Ten of Wands, something was heavy, burdensome, too much. It came to an end. Done. And I see something new coming in its place. Maybe you had a relationship come to an end and now you have this secret admirer, this friend, this person, this acquaintance who's kind of coming in and saying like, hello, hey, it's me. You make me very happy. I can't really get enough of you. But whatever this was in the past, it kind of rocked your stability a little bit, which is why the challenge this week is to reclaim your peace, to do you. You do you. Let's look at the devil for this person's intentions. Clarify the devil, please. You get the Chariot, that's Cancer. Queen of Swords could be a Aries, no, not Aries, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Um, one more, please. Three of Swords. This person is very determined. They're like pushing here. They're obsessing. There's a push here. It's very forceful. Yeah, I'm getting just kind of like an obsession here from somebody who's not really taking no for an answer. I see you saying like, hey, I need some time to myself. I need some self-care time. I just need to you know, be alone for a minute. And this person is like, I don't think so. Not today, Virgo. Huh. All right. Well, let's see what you don't see coming. For the High Priestess, you get the Page of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. I think you have something to do with your stability, your security. You don't see something coming that has to do with your stability and your security, and it's very positive. It's something that's going to make you very happy. You're going to make yourself very happy here with some situation. The Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles together is like, man, I came up on something hot, like a windfall, inheritance, some sort of like legacy building thing here has been hidden from you in some way, and you like unlock the code this week. I don't think this has anything to do with this other person. I think that this is totally separate. You have a person in your energy who's like obsessed with you this week, and then you have you who's focused on you. So I really feel like this person is really outside of your radar almost. Like you're like, I don't have time for this week. I'm building a legacy." Um, but the key to this, if you know what this is already, the key to this is in your intuition. You already know what to do, and you're going to be stoked. So, Virgo, again, weird reading. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, Capricorn. Welcome to your All Signs weekly reading. Let's see what we have for you. We're going to start with some hidden messages from the person in your orbit, on your mind. What does this person want to tell Capricorn but hasn't? What do they need Capricorn to know? Capricorn, you have, I wish we could go back. We have somebody very nostalgic here for you. What else? I'm not financially stable. Well, Capricorn doesn't like that now, do they? I don't think so. So you could be dealing with somebody here from the past who has come into some hardship, who's dealing with a financial crisis, um, who wishes that they could go back and change things, either to do with you or their finances or both. So let's see. Let's clarify and get to the bottom of what's going on here for you. What is Capricorn's biggest challenge this week? Capricorn, your biggest challenge this week is the Six of Swords, getting to a better place with something. Um, there's been some turbulence, there's been some choppy waters. You want to get to some still, calm waters, and your challenge this week is to do so. It seems like it's a little bit difficult. It seems like you could use some peace of mind here. Tell me about the person on Capricorn's mind. You have the Five of Swords. Yeah, this person is dealing with a lot of conflict in their life. Um, it could be that they've made some bad investments, and that's why they're not financially stable. It could be that they've had some sort of falling out with you. And, the Five of Swords is really like you're looking at them and you're saying, well, was it worth it? Or they're looking at you and they're saying, was it worth it? There's some sort of tension between the two of you here. They wish that they could go back and redo something. Tell me about the recent past. In the recent past, there were better times. In the recent past, things felt a lot lighter, a lot fresher. Things weren't so heavy here in the recent past. So this seems like maybe it was a sudden conflict between the two of you, but we're going to clarify. Let's see what their intentions are. The Ace of Pentacles. They want to rebuild. They want to get their finances in order. They want to, a small little investment of something somewhere. They want a new opportunity to restabilize. This has to do with their security and their stability and, some sort of like practical new venture. What you don't see coming is Temperance. Beautiful. That's Sagittarius. You have Sagittarius and Leo here. Um, what you don't see coming is things are going to balance out. Things are going to get much better. Things are going to feel a lot more stable and also like moderate. There's going to be some healing here. So let's clarify. Let's start with the Six of Swords for your challenge. Yeah, we got to get you to a better place. You need some peace of mind. That's what I'm seeing. Clarify the Six of Swords, please. Capricorn, you have the Ace of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Lovers. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a relationship here that has some regrets attached to it. A real desire to change something from the past here from this person. And now I'm kind of seeing it from you as well. There's something here that's happened in the past that both of you are like, man, if we could turn back time, wouldn't that be lovely? And that feeling of regret and that focus on whatever went wrong here in the past is easing this week. That's your challenge, is to get yourself to a better place here with this. So the Five of Swords representing your person. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. I don't know if this person was juggling you here in the past. Not in the past. In the now. I don't know if this person is juggling you. If this person is showing up here with the Five of Swords with all this conflict and tension because they're not stable financially. and they're like having to juggle you, not necessarily with another person, but with whatever this other financial thing is happening here. I'm kind of getting that they're scheming a little bit with the Five of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. That's very much like con man energy. um yeah, I'm really getting some like grifter energy off of this person. Capricorn. If that's not the case, they could have been taken advantage of, and that's why they have fallen on hard times financially. They could have fallen for some sort of scam in the past, and that's put them in a bad situation here in the present. But either way, there's something very um sketchy here. In the recent past, not sketchy at all. Good vibes. The sun's clarified with the 10 of Wands, the 5 of Swords again, and the Queen of Pentacles. In the recent past, I feel like this person showed up in a way that made you believe that they were much more stable than they actually were. And it put a big burden on you, but everything seemed really fine. You weren't aware of something here in the recent past, so everything was really rosy. But over time, when things started to come out, it just was too heavy. It was just like weighing on you a lot. But their intentions are to build a solid foundation. Their intentions are to start getting their stuff back together here. Let's see. The Ace of Pentacles is clarified with death, the Two of Cups, and Justice. This feels like a divorce at this point. This person could have been going through a divorce, be going through a divorce, um, and it is putting them in a very hard place financially. They could feel like they're being taken advantage of by somebody on the other side of this. But yeah, I'm really getting that this is like legally entangled. But what you don't see coming is it's going to even out. It's going to be fine. You have temperance. Temperance is about patience. And that's clarified with the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the 10 of Swords. And I think that's because you decide to leave this behind. Truthfully, I think you decide that this is too much. It's not serving you at this point. It's causing you more harm than good. And it seems like you're going to cut it off and bring yourself back to center. Yeah, I do. I see some sort of like legal entanglement here for this person, and it's causing them some financial struggle. And they wish they could go back, and you wish you could go back. And here you are saying, like, I'm not going back. I'm actually just going in a different direction. So, Capricorn, I hope this resonated. I hope this all works out for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.